All right, so we're working in the shop today, and we are working on one of my favorite little cars. This is a 1970 Honda N600 sedan. That's right, it's a little two-door car, lightweight 600cc car that Honda produced in the very early 70s, usually 69 through 71, and this one happens to be a 70. The interesting thing, well, so there's a couple things. Let me back up. I like to film cars or kind of video highlight cars that are interesting, fun, unusual, that roll into my shop for service. And this is no exception, except that there's one thing about this car that you can't see that makes it really, really stand out from any other Honda N600 out there. Can you guess what it is? It's invisible. That is, this car is a daily driver. It has been their only car, a nice older couple's car since the mid-70s, and this is their only car. This is their only mode of transportation, well, besides bikes and things. And you can see they haul their bikes on the back. There's a bike rack attached to the back of the car. So kudos to them. They license it, you know, as a normal car, no antique plates, even have the bicycle plates there here in Oregon, and they drive it a lot. It's been a test bed for a lot of things for me to see what really works. Right now the car is in for a muffler. You can see the exhaust pipe is a little loose, a little hanky-janky, and the inlet of the muffler has rusted away, so it's a bit loud. Mufflers for these cars are hard to find. They're very compact. I don't know if you can see it, it's right there. It's approximately 16 inches long. It has a 1.5 inch inlet and a 1.5 inch offset outlet, and I'm looking to order one, although I don't think it's going to make it before their appointment is up. Anyhow, I'm doing some basic service on this car. I rebuilt the steering rack in a prior video, and I did some tune-up stuff on it in a prior video. It's really a neat car, but they are the only ones, like I say, that actually drive this car on a daily basis. I don't know if they drive it every day, but it's their only car, and when they need a car, this is what they drive. So let's get an oil change, kind of a tire rotation, a checkup, annual service. Speaking of service, I don't know if you know, but every Honda N600 that hasn't been modified has a plaque right there. Can you read that? It has all the tune-up specifications right there riveted to the engine compartment, so you know how to set the timing, the dwell, what the idle RPM should be, and information about the car. So if the car hasn't been repainted or crashed or something, it will have that decal there. There's also another plaque here, which most Honda N600s have for serial numbers and engine codes. But a neat little car. Again, it's air-cooled. It is a 4-speed. It has a single side draft carburetor. It has power disc brakes in the front only, manual brakes, manual drum brakes in the rear. I can show you how the fan belt arrangement works. I don't know if you can see that there. The fan belt is turned off the crankshaft there. It makes a 90-degree where it turns a fan and pulls air through the grill, through the air-cooled fins of the cylinders and out the back, exits out the back. And this car has a heater system that is also an exchanger system, somewhat like a Volkswagen Beetle, where this fan will pull in cool air from someplace here, and it pushes it through the exhaust manifold where it's then heated and then into the car, and then you can direct it to your face, feet, or defrost. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Pretty compact little car. I don't know if you get an idea of the scale of size of this thing, but it's tiny, tiny. The motorcycle inspired engine, it's not a motorcycle engine, it does have reverse, is 600 cc's, and it produces about 30 horsepower, maybe 35 on a lucky day. 30 might be stretching it a bit on something this old, but it does have a roller bearing crankshaft. It's a pretty neat little car. This one, unfortunately, you see this crack in the window right here? This is a scar due to driving it every day. There's a crack in the window and there's a scuff on the door right here and right here. Somebody tipped this car over on its side. They were out enjoying the evening in downtown Portland, and somebody thought it was really funny to tip the car over on its side. So it's kind of sad, really. So this is what's the remnant of damage that's left over from that episode. However, that was probably 5 years ago, and they're still driving it. You notice it has a roof rack. They carry a canoe or a kayak. Sometimes they put their bike inside right there. So they took out the passenger seat. It's a pretty utilitarian car. So it's actually looking like it's going to need new tires. They've actually wore out their 10-inch tires, which most people's tires dry rot away from not being used. They have worn theirs out. Just a basic interior, you know, nothing, no stereo, just a basic heater, no air conditioning, has a manual choke, no tachometer, just a basic car, but it does the job. And that's all we can expect out of a car, right? Don't have to have Bluetooth, don't have to have airbags, don't have to have anything fancy. Just need a car to get you back and forth to work. So that's what this is. The little Honda N600, 1970. It has road grime on it. It's dirty, but it's used and loved every day.